Welcome to Cookie Jar FX. I am your host, Eric Foreman, and we are on week 8 of the progressive process from $1,000 to $1,000,000, and we're still working through that journey every day, chipping away as we build on the come up from our big loss back in August. So, if you guys remember, finishing out the month of finishing out the week 7, uh, by midweek, we were roughly at about 474, a little bit over. I believe it was like 179 or something. Uh, Currently, we took a little bit of a loss. Um, so right now we're at 469. So I'll make that adjustment and just kind of highlight that the shade white, no fill. All right, so this will cover us. I mean, because we're backtracked a little bit from whatever loss. I don't know what loss it was that I had taken last week. But right now, I loaded up on a position for dollar CAD. That was the trade that we were in. We were inching towards that 500 mark. I definitely should have taken profit, and this is again a bad issue on my end because the setup and the opportunity, I try to build out for further profit if I see the opportunity there. Um, but yeah, I mean, we were up the end of Friday from where we at now, 469 to roughly 498 or so. But I wanted to reach over that $500 mark, and we just didn't get there. But I think my biggest position, the 6 cents position, was up as much as like 35 pips or something. And then all my other positions were in profit too. One of the 5 cent positions are new. I just added that, as you can see, 921, based off of this pullback opportunity I'm looking at in dollar CAD. Uh, so it tightens up a little bit on that free margin. But these are some of the pairs that we're looking at today. Dollar CAD, which I'll go over. Pound Aussie, Pound New Zealand, Euro Yen, Aussie Yen. Dollar CAD, I'm looking at a long, potentially still building out from last week's. Pound Aussie, looking for a long. Pound New Zealand, a long. Euro Yen, a short. Aussie dollar, yen, Aussie Yen, a short. So we'll kind of review those. But let's start with dollar CAD and why, right? So when I look at the weekly, what I was anticipating from last week occurred, which is why I had entered the move a little late. I think I entered on Thursday, possibly. But I wanted to see what was going to be for the setup. See if we were going to break back above this 8 on the weekly and close above there, because for me, that would have confirmed a definite cone trade. And I love cone trades. So I see that it's still working in that position. So right now we broke back above the 200, stayed afloat on a 200 from last week's close, and currently we just did a slight pullback for Sunday evening's open into the 200 weekly. So my anticipation and my bias is still long on this. Uh, Wherever it may go, it may go up to the 50, the weekly 50, for all I know. But my position on this is definitely still a long. Again, the target is to get the $20. The 20 pips a day. But if I am in a move for a certain period of time, those 20 pips needs to add up to that amount at least. So my positions need to kind of cover that for those days that I'm allotted in that position. So we'll kind of see how that flows out and how soon the move is going to set up. I still do like the weekly with the close from the bottom until off of the flat 200. We kind of consolidated in this area, kind of building and wicks and wicks. And then we got a nice solid close on Friday. So even if this bar closes out red, I'm still rocking and holding uh, because we'll probably still shoot up at the bare minimum, as I said, at least up to the 50. So based off of my lowest position, that's roughly about 95. I'll count it for 95 pips potentially on that. So we'll see what happens come tomorrow as the markets open. I'm not sure of any U.S. dollar news, but we can take a look at any news for this week after we review the charts. So again, I'm looking for a cone trade on dollar CAD. I think that's where my bias is at right now for this week. At least up to the 20. The cone trade means a break of the 8 all the way to the target to the 20. So that 20 obviously will cross over that 50 soon. If it doesn't, maybe we'll just get a break halfway and then shoot price back down. I don't have to take it that far. I'm not looking to take it that far, but I am looking for that official break above the 8, a break and a close. Because last week we pierced through it, but we didn't officially close above it. So big difference. And then obviously the daily, we should at least be targeting that 50. And hopefully we're able to break that 50. I don't want to be in this move for longer than this week. I don't really like holding that long, but if I have to, I will. Especially if it's gonna pay off. So, and that's kind of what happened with euro dollar. I didn't get out of it until Wednesday night after holding it from last week, Thursday or Friday. But the payoff was pretty sizable, and it brought us all the way back to the green. So that's dollar CAD. Those are really that's the only dollar pair that I am currently looking at and very, very excited about based off of the setup. Pound Aussie is next on the chart. If you guys remember from last week, Pound Aussie was one of my picks for a long. We did get to that target from that start of the entry on a daily, right? So when we look at the daily, we got all of that. This is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So remember, we started the week with that bottom and tail, and I explained to you guys, like, from the Fibonacci levels that I have measured out, this would be the 23.6, the 382, and then the 50 fib level. So at the bare minimum, we should have reached the 23.6, which we did, and then the 382 would be the next target, which it broke, and then a 50 fib would be the next target, which is still a potential there, and we are officially in a daily cone trade. So this right here is a 3-bar pullback. If it closes like that, it may turn out to be a gift play, which is great. It may just shoot price up. Again, the target for me will still be the 50 on this. So as that 20 MA declines downward, we should see a nice move at least to the 20 MA on the daily. So I'm still very, very excited about that. I don't really like the weekly for the most part, but the daily for sure is appetizing and worth the while. So that's what I'm saying. It's no extreme move. I'm not looking to take it all the way up to the 50. Not looking for it to break the 50. I'm looking for it to just reach that 50 fib level. The pullback helps with that for a better entry opportunity, and then a nice push up will be roughly about 175, 180 pips. So, yep, we'll take it up to that point. But that's the target for me. Still like this trade from last week, and I think there's still some profit potential, being that it broke the 382 but didn't exactly hit the 50 fib level. So pretty much a solid target. Next up is Pound New Zealand. Only like really Pound New Zealand because of this W formation, but we have a 200 MA halt, which is very, very critical. So we got, and I'm gonna just change the properties of this just to make the line a little bit more thicker and change the color. So W formation here, this is the first leg. So right now, this is the potential of a second leg as we completely hit that 200, that weekly 200. So we may see a bounce here. There may potentially be a solid bounce. The 200 is facing upward as well, which matters. So as that 200 rises, the candlesticks may follow suit on that. So again, the move doesn't have to be huge, but it's worth at least a few pips here. So it can be anywhere from 300 plus pips on this. So for me, it's a why not, especially with that 200 halt. And yeah, a break, we kind of extended. We're coming off of or coming into some major resistance areas. So maybe it'll break down a little bit more and really track this way all the way down to here, maybe. Um, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, we'll kind of see, but I do like it as a W formation. I do like it as a long. I do like the way the 200 is set up. I do like the 5 bar drop. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish candlesticks over the past 5 weeks, um, giving more energy and opportunity for the bulls to play a longer move up because the bears may need to take a break. So again, this may be 100, 200, 300, 400. I don't know, but it's worth an opportunity for me. So I have it on the list for this week as we work to complete that second leg of the W. So that's the pound pairs that I am assessing for this week. And then my next pick is going to be Euro Yen. There's a lot of yen strength this week. Dollar yen, Euro yen, pound yen, CAD yen, whatever you call it, is some yen strength there. But my most favorite so far is Euro yen and Aussie yen, but specifically Euro yen. We are already like 50% completed on a cone trade. So at the bare minimum, my target would be at least to the 20 on a weekly. It may break down further over the next few weeks. But yeah, it may pull back for a second before continuing downward. But this is a solid trade, at least down to the weekly 20. Not much complication there to go off of. It comes into that resistance level all here. So this is the major resistance area. Let me move that up. If I can move that up, come on. So yeah, this is the major resistance level here, and we'll see how price reacts. And again, that's the target still up to the 20. We can also include the the Fibonacci levels if we want to do that, and that'll bring us down to at least the 382. So we might get a slight break in that area, but again, all resistance there. So yeah, there's some matchups there that's helping our analysis be a little bit more clear. But I like it for a nice short, and I've been waiting on a short on Euro Yen for a while. And I think I called that last week. Maybe maybe I held off on it, but I definitely like Euro Yen. Last week I've been liking it for the past few weeks, and we finally got that big break. And then now quickly looking at Aussie Yen. Same thing, right? Just smaller scale. So we got a nice little break of the 8. Remember, as soon as we break that 8 in May, and we need to target that 20, it pretty much confirms it as a cone trade. If it's more extended, it's even better. But in this particular situation, the 20 is pretty reasonably close. So we should at least be able to reach that. It's about 155, 160 pips available on that. It may break down further, who knows? But again, we are officially in a cone trade. Any cone trades that I catch, any break of the 8s on a weekly, I am going to catch it and call it. So for me, this is a nice short. Out of the two, if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Euro Yen. I like it better. It's just that Euro Yen had quite a substantial drop from last week. So it may need a second to pull up, to take a breather. But for the most part, I still like that the most as a short. But I think they're providing just about the same amount of potential gain. I think Euro Yen, Aussie Yen right now is about 160, and then Euro Yen from a short down to the 20 is roughly, about 125. So yeah, pick your poison. So for me, again, like it's either or. Obviously, Aussie Yen's paying more, but keep in mind the cost per value per pip, the cost per pip value for Aussie dollar trades are a lot cheaper. So yeah, you might be able to get more pips out of it, but the value of it is a little bit less than compared to if you traded a Euro Yen or a Pound Yen. So that's that on that. So yeah, that's the list for this week. The target again is going to depend. Like the target is not even going to depend. I should have been here right now for day 10, working through day 11, day 12, so on and so forth. So we'll see where the dollar CAD trade takes us. But pretty much by the end of this week, this is, let's just say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So by the end of Friday, we need to be here. So I'll highlight that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So we'll highlight all of this as a target. I'll fill the line as a orange or something. What do you think about that? Maybe a yellow, a little gold. Yeah. So we'll set that as a target. And then after that, once we break that $500 mark, we'll start playing pretty much 10-cent positions, which I'm excited about. It's the usual number that I trade, or back in the days. I like fixed numbers. I don't really like 0.6, 0.5, 0.8. I mean 0.8, 0.6, like 0.7. It doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah, excited to step into that 0.10 position and to finally break that $500 mark. That means we are about 50% back in the victory to get back to that $1,000. So we'll see. But again, as always, thank you for joining. Hit that subscribe button, click that like button, share it with a friend, a family member, or a fellow trader that might have to need, or they might be in need of a perspective, an analysis on the markets. That was the other thing we were looking at too. Just quickly, just wanted to take a look at the news for this week, see if we have anything major coming up. Filter that out. We want only orange and red. So we got the Fed Chairman Powell speaking tomorrow. So we'll see exactly how that affects dollar CAD. I didn't know that. See what he's talking about. Control. I don't know what he's talking about because due to speak along with the rest of the about rulemaking and community reinvestment act. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. So we'll see what that's about. Tuesday, a lot of speaking. Fed Chair Powell speaks again on Tuesday. Bank of England governor speaks on Tuesday at 3:30. Yeah, it's a lot. Wednesday's a heavy day. Fed Chair speaks again on Wednesday at 10 o'clock, and on Thursday. Bank of England speaks again on Thursday. So yeah, it's gonna be a busy week. So hopefully we're able to take advantage of some of that volatility if it occurs, and we better be on the right side of the trade. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, just happy trading. Good luck, and I will catch you guys on Wednesday. Thank you again, and have a good one, y'all.